All right, lads. So it's a Rebirth of Souls Monday. I am actually behind. We have 3 characters to react to today. Shuhei, Ikkaku, and then also Nnoitora. I've been trying my best to hold out and not see anything about these characters, and thus far, I've done a pretty good job. But I'm pretty excited for all 3 characters that are coming our way. And first up, we have Shuhei with the Fear Accumulation. Okay. With us in Ikkaku Nnoitora. Makes sense. Although, is that a new map? I don't think it is. I feel like we've seen it before. I kind of want to see a bit more, like, iconic maps. We have a lot of maps thus far. And we have some pretty good looking ones. Ooh. Imagine you went Bankai. That's not expected, right? But, like, Shuhei looks kind of clean, though. I wish we could have saw more about it. But again, as always, we're going to rewind it and see what the character has to say. I'm kind of excited to see what that fear gauge looks like. So first up, we have the almighty lieutenant of Squad 9, who excels in all Zanken Soki techniques, and he becomes stronger by accepting his fears. Can't feel all veterans? Oh my god. It's an alright character intro. Obviously, since he's activating his Shikai in the Awakening, you don't get a cool looking intro like other characters do have. But here we have the fear gauge. So first up, we have Shuei's fear will be accumulated by the destruction of the Ikkaku. So I guess the more stocks he loses, the more this gauge fills up. The more fear that is accumulated, the more damage will increase and the performance of some moves will change. That sounds kind of cool. I'm liking the idea of it. But Shuei's, I don't really talk about the music all too much, but Shuei's music sounds good. So his first spiritual pressure move is Hado 31, Hado 33, and Hado 54. And the attack that you do is dependent on the amount of fear that you've actually accumulated. Do we get potential examples of that? So that's 1, that's 2, maybe that's 3. Maybe they just showed all 3 of it. I mean, visually, they all look the exact same then, right? I'm assuming they might have some slight differences. But his second spiritual pressure move, a warrior's poise. Take a counterattack stance with his arms ready. By being attacked during this stance, Hisagi will then turn to the opponent's back and attack and activate Sutsuri Raiden. I think I did a good job pronouncing that. Since the damage will increase depending on the amount of accumulated fear, it can be a reversal move at the end of the battle. So just a counter attack that we've seen in the past before. Animation-wise, that actually is kind of cool. I'm excited to see how that would look in his Shikai. Because this is something that he does do. I remember in his Shikai, I believe so. But yeah, the music for Shuhei sounds good. I'm excited to see his full gameplay with the Awakening. And his Awakening is stated as such. Some actions will change by releasing Shikai Kazashini. The move of the flash attack will change, gaining Hisagi the means of mid-range attacks, so more range when you awaken. And although the increasement of the performance is not high, it will show his high potential when including the enhancements of the accumulated fear. So obviously when you do awaken, the fear gauge starts to increase more so when you are not awakened. Seems interesting enough. And with that said, do we see any iconic attacks here? I mean, the basic combo there looks great. When it comes to the flash attacks or the Keycon moves, I really can't make out anything, but he does do his little pose, you know? Like that right there, that's a cool shot, I'll be honest. But just to learn a bit more about the character, his ease of use is 4-star, so quite an easy character to use. But his unique skill, his signature move, creates a tornado in front of the opponent to attack. The attack range is narrow, but it lasts a long time, making it a good technique for intercepting approaching opponents. And the more fear you accumulate, the more hits and range you can get off with that attack. So that sounds pretty cool because it's something that you can potentially spam. So yeah, first up we have Shuhei. He looks like an overall good character. I'd say like excited, probably like near the bottom to be honest. Maybe around, maybe just above Oryu. It's Shuhei. I think he's a cool lieutenant. I'm glad he's in game. He was one of the characters I wanted to be in game as far as lieutenants are concerned. And I am very much a fan of his Shikai and of course Bankai. The Bankai is not in game. That would be cool if we could get Confield DLC in the future. His Shikai looks cool though, but it is just Shuhei, right? I just prefer other characters over Shuhei. So I'd say he's going to be in like the excited tier. I definitely am going to try him out, of course. How much will I play the character has yet to be seen when the game releases in like a month's time. After that though, we have Ikkaku. Now I'm very glad Ikkaku is in the game. If there was one lieutenant you included in this game, it's Ikkaku because he actually has a Bankai, right? And I'm excited to see how that Bankai is going to look because it's quite massive. See, that looks cool. That's the unfortunate part with Shuhei, right? Or any character that only activates Shikai, besides maybe Shunsui, if they don't get a cool character intro. Because that was a cool character intro. And to be fair, I mean, Ikkaku is quite different between, like, from Shikai and Bankai. He's looking good, though, damn. Nice that they put him against Ichigo. Here we go, baby. Obviously, the The Bankai doesn't hit as hard as the sub. Right now we're watching it in dub, but damn, I like it. Surely he's going to have some gauge when he activates the Bankai, right, though? To build it up. And that's a character pose. Nice. I like it. So the third seat is Squad 11. He is the luckiest man in the Soul Society. That's kind of funny that they even mention that. And is capable of overcoming superior opponents in close range combat. And I didn't get to see a full look at the attacks there, but they did look kind of interesting. So first up, we have the signature move, Slayer Stance. Ikkaku takes a lowered stance where he can initiate 3 types of attacks. And the 3 different attacks are a powerful sweep attack, a rush attack that closes the distance rapidly, and a counter attack that powers the opponent's attack, making the Slayer Stance an important situational move. That's very interesting. We haven't seen anything like that on any character thus far. So he's the stance character. That's the first one. That's the sweep attack, where you get to gain a bit of distance. The second one is kind of like a lunge forward. And then the third one is a counter attack. That's going to be quite technical. I can feel like just from the get-go, he's going to be quite a complicated character to master. Not into master, just to play more so. Especially to play against. Since right now, from one spell expression move, he has 3 different attacks. His first spell expression move, My Lucky Day, an enhanced version of the Slayer Stance. 3 different moves are released by inputting various additional buttons from the stance, but the damage is significantly increased compared to the Slayer Stance. And that kind of makes sense because this is something that he can't spam. Remember, the signature moves, I believe, don't take up any gauge. You can just use them as much as you want to. The spiritual pressure move, though, you have to have spiritual pressure. So this one is... I think animation-wise it's the exact same, just maybe some extra special effects. Like the second one looks a tad bit different. Likewise with the third. I mean, it is just the same exact attacks, but I mean, having 2 stance attacks is kind of crazy. Having 2 parry attacks in a way is kind of crazy, and again, that one just does more damage. But for a second spell expression move, we have Watch Closely. For a certain period of time, Ikkaku becomes inspired, allowing him to fight with more energy. While Watch Closely is active, the performance of the signature move, Slayer Stance, and the spell expression move, It's My Lucky Day, are enhanced. So this character is all about just going into a stance and then doing a different attack. 3 different attacks. And his spell expression 1 and signature move are basically the only thing you're going to be spamming in this game, which might make him annoying to go against, but I kind of like the idea that his second spiritual pressure move is just a buff to make his already 2 existing attacks better. I kind of like the idea of it. But he's different. He is so different compared to any other character we've seen in the past. What's his awakening going to do? Surely just make it better, right? Although I will say, now that I see, I'm a bit disappointed with the awakening. Where's the pose? Why is he not done the pose? Hopefully he does it somewhere else. But what we can see here, by awakening, using Bankai Ryumon Huzokimaru, the Ryumon gauge appears. I'm glad they included that. That's actually really cool. And the more the gauge turns red, the more damage it inflicts on the opponent. The Ryumon gauge accumulates energy when attacking the opponent or receiving damage. So naturally, when you are awakened, you're building up that gauge. And the more the gauge fills up, the more damage you do. I like it. It's what you expect. It's literally what his Bankai does, right? It takes time to build up. That sounds kind of cool. And that in combination with his like second spell expression move and the first one and the signature move, this character is kind of crazy. This is like one of the more unique characters in the entire game. But does he do the pose anywhere? I don't think so, but he looks cool. His Bankai again is like, he only ever does it once. It's a cool Bankai, I like it. Surprisingly though, his ease of use is 4-star, therefore meaning he's one of the more easier characters to use. That's kind of surprising to me. Maybe the stance is just that powerful. So yeah, it seems like we don't learn anything new from this page of Ikkaku, but he obviously looks pretty cool. Now with that said, it is my assumption that this character is the last lieutenant that will be playable in this game. The only lieutenant we're missing right now, I guess, is Momo, but I don't really care if Momo was playable or not, to be honest. But either way, Ikkaku, definitely going to go into the excited tier. That kind of just seems why I just group everyone up. In terms of where I'd put him, probably just above Yamamoto. I actually kind of excited to see how he actually plays out fully. I'm excited to try him out because he is such a different character when compared to any other character in this game thus far. He's a straight stance character. I like the idea of it. I'm a fan of Ikkaku. I like his Bankai, so I'm definitely excited to try him out. I'll probably put him, which I guess right now my top 10, which is kind of surprising to be honest. And next up, we're finally getting into the rest of the Espada, in this case, Nnoitora, whose gameplay was actually leaked a week ago. They accidentally posted it. With Nnoitora being shown here, I am a tad bit disappointed that Aaron Yoro is probably not playable. Likewise as Amari. I think every Espada should be playable, but it looks like the next free Espada that will be announced is Haribo, Stark, and Baugan, right? Right, so he's up against Nnoitora. Animations look pretty cool. He looks very lanky, which is what he should look like. Nice. Obviously, that would look that would sound a bit better in Japanese. I like the animation though. They actually did the smoke effect too. How many arms he got? 4? Only 4 arms? No 6 arms? Unless it's the finisher move. I'm a fan of Nnoitora, by the way. I really like his resurrected state. It's something that unfortunately we don't see much on BBS, but scrolling back. Taking in what we can see here, the Quinta Espada. He is obsessed with strength and aims to become the strongest. He uses frontal attacks and relies on his hero to destroy his opponent. And that's a big thing about him, right? So I'm glad they do mention that. But yeah, surely he's gonna have some crazy range, right? So his signature move is Hero. Gain the block stock by taking the stance. Armor is added to flash attack and special flash attack, allowing the character to interrupt the opponent's attack. That's kind of crazy, is it not? So for those that aren't fully up to date with the terminology here, to my knowledge, the flash attacks are what you do to remove the Konpaku when you get the HP low enough. If he can just straight block that, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy, and it's a great way of making his whole thing hero, if I'm even saying that right, hopefully I am, a unique thing about this character. And that's his signature move, so can he just keep stacking that? I'm sure he can only maybe use it once at a time, you know? But that's interesting. His first build special move is Guillotinia, a move that uses a scythe that slams down with great force, and it will change into an unblockable attack by holding down the input. And I guess the example they give us here is that he is holding it down. So we can see here, he's holding it, boom. I like the animations for it. Going into his second spilled special move, we have Don't Run Away in Fear now. Attack by kicking up with his right foot. When the attack lands on the opponent, Nnoitora will then slash with his scythe and activate a Zero as a follow-up attack. This move is also unblockable and will cause a large amount of damage, but the attack's reach is very short, or just short. So how do we look at the animation? It does seem like you have to be very close. But animation-wise, again, I'm really liking what he has going for him. I'm excited to see how that's going to look when he transforms. Is he doing it with his tongue? He should, right? The Zero? It kind of looks like it's coming out of his eye. I know it's not. Does that not look... Is it coming out of his eye? It shouldn't. It should be coming out of his tongue, right? Or his mouth. I don't know. Either way, let's see his awakening. Again, I really like they added that smoke effect. Where you see this symbol. That's actually really cool. Only 4 arms though. Right, so first up, Awakening. Nnoitora's performance is enhanced by releasing Santa Teresa with Resurrection. Nnoitora's abilities will not change significantly, but will increase the power that makes the reversals more likely to succeed. Not entirely sure what they mean by that, in all honesty. Maybe I'm forgetting a terminology here. Oh, the Awakening effect sounds really good. Like the sound effect here, the choir. They're doing a pretty good job on their music. Like, the fact that every character gets their own unique OST is really cool. With that said, though, quite a basic awakening. Nothing super special, just basically an appearance change. And a tad bit stronger, which is basically what most characters offer. So, quite the basic character upon awakening. But, can I see any unique attacks here? Was that 6 arms? Because that would be his finisher, right? It's still 4 arms. I don't think at any point he gets 6 arms. Either way, Nnoitora looks cool. Characterized with high durability and unguardable attacks. The unguardable attacks look kind of crazy. I will be honest. Having 2 of those is kind of mad. But where am I going to put Nnoitora? I like Nnoitora. He's definitely going to go into the excited tier. Most characters are, to be honest, at this point. I'm not sure where I'd put him, because obviously I do like the Espada. Besides Bankai Ichigo, who goes into full hollow, these might be the characters I main the most, other than maybe Yoruichi. I think I might put Nnoitora doesn't look anything super special, but I do like Nnoitora. So I feel like I just kind of want to put him above Nelio, which I'm sure he's happy to see that. So I guess this is how excited I'm for the characters that are coming in Rebirth for Souls. Thus far, we only have like, what, 6 weeks left to go. So only a few more characters left. We still have to get the top 3 Espada, so Baragon, Stark, and Hannibal. I would say they're shoo-in for this game, obviously. Other than that, I'm expecting Dangai Ichigo to get shown at one point. I think he might be the last character shown. And is there anyone else that they're kind of missing besides the obvious missing Espada? Zumari, Yami, Aranjero, maybe White Ichigo? Maybe White Ichigo? I'm not too sure, but I'm kind of hoping that they start showcasing more characters weekly at this point, because I think the roster is actually pretty good, especially with the fact that every character is unique here, but there are some glaring omissions that I feel like need to be in the game, and now that we know that the DLC is 1000 Year Blood War, not even getting the character for the DLC would kind of suck in my opinion. In terms of captains, basically everyone is included, we're only missing Retsu and also Jushiro. Jushu we can kind of go without, I'll be honest. And Retsu, I think everyone's okay with not being in the base game because likely she is going to be one of the DLC characters. Because there's no way you don't add Yatsuru Unohana, right? But either way, in the comments below, let me know what you guys thought about these 3 characters, Ikkaku, Nnoitora, and Shuhei. Let me know what characters you're excited for coming in the next week or 2. I'm assuming the next 3 weeks will be focused on straight Espada. Only time will tell though, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you later next time. Take care and peace.